If you want to see me swatch the Glam Donut Palette by Glamlite, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène and welcome back, or if it's your first time here at HMM Makeup, then welcome. I am super excited because I have a really fun palette to swatch today, and I even decided to do a fun nail look. Hopefully the camera can pick it up. A little fun nail look that goes with the kind of fun colors in this palette. Now this is a palette that I've had for quite a while actually and have not swatched, and it's almost like a carnival palette in a way, very bright colors, a lot of fun. And I have been saving this palette for a day where I want to play with just a lot of color, and I know that it will absolutely fit the bill today. Of course, I'm wearing a black shirt, but at the same time, that's good because it will not detract from the colors in this palette. So it comes in this rather bulky packaging. There's a magnet on the front, and it does really look like a box that you would get from a pastry store, a donut shop, that kind of thing. And then we have the palette, which is very similar to the pie palette that I swatched just recently. I will put that swatch video right there for you. Very, very similar packaging. What I will say is that this palette is a lot fluffier as far as the dome on the top than the pie palette was or is. So it has some padding here. It has a little padded center here too that is kind of cute. Glamlite on the front, and the detail on the packaging is really cute. And it's very whimsical, and I think that Glamlite is very good and has been getting even better at doing whimsical, fantastic kind of packaging that makes these types of palettes really great for gift giving. So yeah, anyway, that's the way I feel. And so let's take a look inside. The outside is very, very much in line with the colors on the inside, and it has a mirror. And then when we take a look, I'll try not to blind you, but there's a plastic cover, which I will get rid of right now. I'll put it back in when I'm done swatching, but for now it would just be in the way. And very, very much like the pie palette, there are 9 eyeshadows, and in the other one there was a blush, and in this case now there is a highlighter. And the names of all the colors in this palette are related to the theme. So we have things like jelly, so sweet, maple, chocolate, frosty, ice, icing, which is kind of cute, sprinkles, grape, strawberry, and glazed for the highlighter, which is a perfect name for it. So I think that I am going to go straight from the top. Just looking at the colors that would make sense. I think I'm going to actually start with this one right here. Go through the more quote-unquote kind of few natural colors, as in neutral colors, and then get into the other colors that seem to be more of the same palette. And I think that we will finish with the highlighter. And I would suspect that this highlighter that looks kind of like a golden highlighter would also be a highlighter that would be very useful in using as somewhat of a transformative shade over top some other colors. Maybe toward the end of the swatching I might put the highlighter over a couple of extra swatches of some of the colors just to see if it does have any kind of a transformer property. I have not looked at any swatch videos for this palette. I have no idea what I'm in for at all. So don't give me any hints. All right, so I'm going to start with a couple here. Maple, so maple, chocolate, and Frosty. Maple Chocolate Frosty is the first set of 3 that I will do. So we're going to have 1 set of 3, 1 set of 3, 1 set of 3. All right, let's get right to it. So maple, which looks like a very nice shimmer. I'll show you the fingers as well. We've got chocolate that looks more like a rusty brown really than chocolate. Almost looks like paprika. And then Frosty is that minty green that very much matches my nails. So that is the 3 there. Okay, so we have maple is first. And don't mind my hand. I had a skin reaction to something a couple of days ago, and so my hand is looking a little weird, my right hand. So there is maple, and then we've got chocolate. Yeah, that doesn't look like chocolate. That's a stretch, Glamlite. That's a stretch. But does it ever swatch really well on the first go? And then we have Frosty, which is kind of that minty green. Okay, not a bad start. And I'm going to go in with my fingers a second time. The mattes are so impressive in Glamlite palettes. They really are. So let's go in a second time. Maple is quite pretty. It's a nice neutral shade that a lot of people I think would gravitate to. And then we've got Frosty. Okay. So here we go for the second pass. Maple, chocolate. Wow, that has a lot of pigment to it. And Frosty. Very, very nice. I quite like those colors, and again, the fingers. There's nothing that is left to be desired. The saturation of the color is really good. Let me wipe these fingers and we'll get to the next 3. Wow, that chocolate color has some staying power. It has kind of stained my middle finger. Good, go figure. Okay, so now we're getting into blues and purples, and we have icing, sprinkles, and what's this third one? Grape. Icing, sprinkle, and grape. Is it sprinkle? Oh, it's not sprinkle, it's sprinkles, plural. Okay, so icing is that matte blue. We've got sprinkles, which is that blue shimmer. Oh, it's pretty. And then grape, which is the purple shimmer. It goes perfectly well with that grape name. Plate camera, come on. There we go. Okay, so we have icing. Icing, sprinkles. Oh, nice. And grape. Okay, not bad for the first pass. And here are the fingers. I'm going to go in a second time. Like I said, I've had these palettes for a while, 3 palettes from Glamlite, and I just needed to have it sit there for a while. And they are still, this donut palette is still available on the Glamlite site. So if you are curious about it, even though I've had it for a while and haven't swatched it, it is still around. Oh, that builds up beautifully. So this matte is beautiful, very nice build up, and the shimmers do not disappoint at all. Very nice. Okay, so we've got 6 colors, 3 more to go plus the highlighter. And here are the fingers. Hopefully you can see the color adequately there. I like these palettes. I really do. And some of the palettes with more neutral colors, I don't seem to be attracted to them. Like the burger palette didn't speak to me. I think there's a pizza. There's some that were based on drinks, and none of those speak to me. It's mostly the confectionery kind of themes that call to me for some reason. We continue on with these, and we have the last three. We've got strawberry, jelly, and so sweet. Is that right? Yeah, so sweet. Okay. Yeah, strawberry, jelly, so sweet. Okay, the last three. Okay, strawberry is a nice shimmer. Jelly and so sweet are mattes, and they look like they've got decent saturation. I'm excited for the purple, the so sweet color. Okay, let's see how these go. Strawberry. Nice. So sweet. Very nice matte. And then we have, oh no, so this was jelly. This was strawberry, jelly, and this is so sweet. Oh yeah, I like this one quite a bit. Really like this one. I could see this on the inner third of the lid, believe it or not. Here they are, lots of saturation, and let's go for a second pass. There was a lot of kick up in So Sweet, so I just picked up pretty much the kick up. So we have strawberry. Let me just build that one up. Oh yeah, really nice. And we've got jelly. And So Sweet. And here are the fingers. And let's take a look at those 9. Very nice. And I'm going to wipe my hand here. We have to go into the highlighter. That has not happened yet, so I'm going to put that one, I think, on the very far end of all these swatches. And I want to do 2 things. Just like I did with the blush for the Pie palette, I want to do 2 things with the highlighter. I want to swatch it as if it's an eyeshadow, and then I want to use a brush to see what it would look like if there was a brush application of the highlighter. And then finally, I did talk about using the highlighter on a couple of colors to see what kind of transformative effect it can have on a few of the colors around the periphery of the donut. Okay, so I put the highlighter on 3 fingers, and I'm just going to put the highlighter on the bottom half of a few of the different colors. So just for fun, let's do chocolate. Okay, so that makes chocolate look quite a bit better as a pairing for this one, which is, what's that one? Maple. And let's do another one. Let's do this one, which is icing. It has quite a pretty effect on the shadows. Let's see if we can get the focus. There we go. It does have a pretty effect on the shadows. And now I've got one more. And let's go for the purple. Let's go on top of the purple. So yeah, it has a decent transformative effect on a few of the shadows here. So it looks like it would be applicable pretty much for any of the shadows that I have swatched so far. Okay, so now let's swatch it on its own, and also, like I said, with a brush. Okay, I am taking a relatively clean finger right into glazed, like swirling my finger around, and we're going to do a swatch with this right at the end. Yeah, that is really nice. It would be a nice eyeshadow just on its own. It shows up quite a bit, and yes, it is very icy. Quite nice, quite a nice effect. I'm really enjoying this highlighter. And now I took out what is my favorite highlighter brush. It's from Sephora, and it is called the Pro Featherweight Blending. I don't know if they sell this one anymore. If they do, it is a fantastic brush, or something conical like this. I think would work from, obviously, from another brand. Just feathering the brush right into this glazed highlighter, and let's just see how it spreads as more of a sheer highlighter for the cheek. Okay, so based on what I can see, it's not overly kind of cakey or applying too much in a given area, so I would not have a problem with using this brush and glazed as a highlighter, regardless of whether I'm using this palette or not. It's quite subtle, it looks good, it applies very, very nicely with a brush that is very, very fluffy. So not a problem. It can be subtle, or it can be blinding depending on what it is that you're hoping for. Hopefully you can see it properly up close. So yeah, okay, so now let's just talk color story a little bit. This is definitely a very colorful palette. There are a couple of options here if you want to do a neutral look, but it is a neutral look that's kind of on the edgy side for a number of us. But this color, and the highlighter give us an ability to have a pretty neutral look. But really what I'm going to say is that this palette is a very colorful palette, and that is how I would think of it if I'm thinking of doing a colorful look. This palette would be in that grouping of palettes for a colorful look. I would not gravitate to this palette for these couple of shadows. That just would not happen. So the Donut palette is definitely a very colorful palette, and I would definitely pick it up if I'm looking for something more fun, light-hearted, whimsical. That would be the right palette. Or as an accompanying palette, a supporting character to another palette that is more neutral in nature. Am I happy I have it? Yep, I think it's cool. I don't think that it is my primary type of palette that I would go for, but it is nice to once in a while just play. And this palette would definitely allow me to play around and enjoy it. It's the same thing as the palette that I had from, or that I have. I did not declutter it. I love it. From Jean-Michel Basquiat from Urban Decay. It's a very, very colorful palette, and that is one I go to when I want to do something whimsical. So this is just kind of in the same category. If I still have that swatches video of the Basquiat palette from Urban Decay, I will put it right there for you if I can find it, as I repeat myself. And that highlighter is getting everywhere. Whoops. Okay, well, I think that's it. I'm happy. I think I've given all the commentary that I can. You can expect to see a first impressions of this palette at some time, hopefully in the near future. I have a few other first impression videos waiting. I've got the sand palette and the purple haze, the sand haze and purple haze from Huda Beauty, the pie palette, all these to do first impressions with. And if you want to know what is coming up next for a swatches video, the next one you can expect to see, because it's already on my counter, is the cake palette. And that one, I believe, is 20 shadows. So it's quite a bit. So you can look for that swatches video coming soon. For now, I will say thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time. let me know what you think of the swatches. Do you think that there are dupes, comparable palettes, etc. that we should know about? I would love to know. And if you have favorite combos because you already have the donut palette, I would love to hear about that too. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, as always, take care.